Can you hear? Ooh, I have to.
Hungry Duck goes on.
I can't see you. Arlene!
Hi!
Look who I got!
It's an Ask Tamily interview with multiple Ask Tamily stars.
The fans.
Oh no, you're interviewing her, not me.
No. Suzanne, how far is the phone from you? Like, I see. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna like go in and out and like left and right.
Okay.
Us. Hey, Anna, Sigrid, Arlene, at Arlene Game, Sigrid Wilson. We have a Tam man here who's helping us out, but
No,
he said no. He said no.
No, he's
Are you a tan man?
doesn't want to.
All right. Can you hear us okay?
Felt it. She's an Ask Tamily star too.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for your second Ask Tamily interview. It's actually been like 4 or 5 months, I think, since the first one, so we're really glad to have you back. I want everybody to type in questions. We'll go through the chat and do the live questions, which is the most fun. But of course, we do have some questions we've got for you from the Ask Tamily page, Facebook, IG. So we'll start with one we got from IG, if you're ready to jump in.
All right, we're all ready.
Okay. So, Miriam, you're really a motivator for the Tamily.
Sorry.
The Tamily.
I'm just by all the people.
That's totally fine. Tamily wants to know what motivates you, especially to be such a motivator in our community.
Okay, I'll tell you what motivates me. This face, this face, and like really all the girls. It's the Tamily. That's what motivates me. It motivates me that we're all on this journey together, that we all want to look amazing, that we all want those abs, but we all want the bread and we all want the butter. Do you know what I mean?
And the champagne.
And the champagne.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we all kind of get that. And as we age and our perspective changes, what roots our motivation changes. And for me, it's like-minded people to understand. It's like, wow, I really want to hit the mat. And I love Tracy's abs and everything else. But wow, that truffle pasta also. I'm one of those I eat, therefore I tam kind of tammers. And I respect people who eat however they want and their body feels good. But that's kind of my party.
Well, it's definitely good to know you have that perspective and you look the way you do. Like, it's possible. And that makes a big difference to the Tamily.
I also know how to dress and cover what I need to cover at certain times.
All right. So we do have a question in the chat from Lacey Carpenter. Where do you find
Sweet.
and can you share your secrets?
My secrets of what? What did Lacey ask?
The fountain of youth.
Lacey. I don't know if you guys have seen Lacey's body or Lacey's skin because she doesn't post very much anymore. Lacey's the queen of the fasting, and she's taught me a lot about intermittent fasting. I feel young because, my husband's a lot older than me, so that helps with feeling really young, in all honesty. And I keep color around me. Color helps me a lot. Stuff that really makes me feel vibrant and bright. And whether it's my tan cave or the hair color, and it's really relationships again with people that speak to my heart. That's what motivates me, and that's what I think keeps me young. I'm going to be honest, you guys are not going to want to hear this, but Tiffany did turn me on to some essential oils. I put them in my face stuff. Also, a huge face stuff guru. She took me to how do you say it? Deciem. Get online, message her. Great products, great prices. And then I really make my own concoction. And again, it's about like kind of consistency with what you do. Consistency with workout, consistency with friends.
So tell us a little bit about your TAM journey and how you started and where you're at now with it.
Started like a 2008 original Matt DVD, Dance Cardio 1, did that for a year, had great results, and then continued with that, then got pregnant with twins and kind of fell off the planet until my twins were about 3, and then all of a sudden like was working out and then remembered Tracy, and by then it was metamorphosis. So I thought I was abcentric, and so I did that, and then I went to a Vitality Week and learned that I was glute-centric. But I thought I was going to do all of continuity, but the FOMO from streaming, which had just started, was so bad that like day 91, I bought all the continuity DVDs and I just went to streaming. And it's just been a streaming journey. And of course, like everybody else, I go through weeks where I think like, I hate this shit. I hate the content. What the hell is she doing? I should go back to continuity. Continuity works and meta works and whatever else. And then I just don't. And then, you know, like those cycles that we all go through.
So did you start streaming like right away when it first came out?
No, I think I was about 9 months in. Okay. About 9 months in.
So what's your routine now, like with what workout you do and how you fit in dance cardio?
Okay, so like I said, it's a bit of a journey. When I can, my ideal journey is on Thursdays. When I get the content, I get a Thursday morning, and if I can time it right, I don't keep any meetings Thursday morning, so I can look at both of the classes. And I don't know who at the company, whose idea, if it was Julie or Tracy or Stephen, whoever thought of this leg summary. I love you. It is so amazing because unlike a 15-minute breakdown, in 2 or 3 minutes, it gives me a really good idea of what's happening. Yeah. It gives me a really good idea of which one I want to try first. Genius. It's genius, right?
Agreed.
It's what I watch now. It's right.
This is what I watch.
It's everything. So can we just give a round of applause to whoever's idea that was? Let's just hope it doesn't go away now.
Every time something it goes bang.
Yeah, but I love that, and I watch that. I'm generally an AMC girl, and only because I am your typical Tamily profile, you know, lot type A. I think that if I'm not in the AMC lane, then I'm not doing the best thing, and so that kind of messes with my head a little bit. But if it's too choreographed for my mental week, I'll do IMC, and I can kind of tell by the leg sequencing. So I'll usually either try all the classes day one and then stick to the one I love, or I'll usually do AMC and I'll do it until I really feel like I've mastered it. Like I can do all the reps and I can not just do them, but like really like extend and perform, and then I'll do fundamentals, or vice versa. I generally will, if it looks like a very challenging sequence for myself or I'm exhausted, I will level down the weights on the first day to really get the angles and make sure that I'm actually getting the choreography and the motions and I'm not being bogged down by the weight on my legs. And I think it's a lot more psychological than the actual extra pound on my leg, but that helps me move through the week. So I'm really flexible with it, but I don't actually do a different thing every day. I really like to get it in my muscle memory and get the results from it. So I like to do a class at least 4 times in that week. That's my jam. Dance cardio, you asked about that. You guys all know this cat. Yeah. I do dance cardio. It is my escape. It is my relief. So I need it, and I will opt to not master class if it's intensive, just to make sure the days you get dance cardio in. I don't do half an hour or an hour all the time. Yes. Yeah. But I will do it. My sweet spot is usually an hour muscular structure class, but I really give everything to the arm section, so I'm like sweating. Yeah. And then packing on 20 minutes of dance cardio again, either before or after. And sometimes if I don't have time, I'll swap out arms and do 25 minutes of cardio and just go right to the sorry, Tracy. That's kind of what happens here.
No, that's definitely helpful. We don't all do exactly what Tracy says. Like, I don't ever do dance cardio, so.
What? Ever?
Tamily.
Will you do new dance for us this month?
I will try it. Yes, I will.
There's our girl.
I tried. Easier than you think. I mean, I don't do dance cardio, but
But she did it.
it makes it. But I did it, and it's easier than you think.
Awesome.
Deb, hi Deb, who's coming to
We're
London.
fangirling.
She's coming to London in a few weeks.
Awesome.
I'm gonna miss her. She's got in-laws right now. We know everybody's business in Tamily. If you don't geek, I know your business. I know somebody who knows your business. Okay.
Well, we have some more questions coming in the chat for you.
Right.
So Haley Tone, I think is her last name, says, will you share more about the cool graffiti in your TAM studio?
Yes, I will. So it's a guy named Miles, and he actually lives in my hood. And I found him on Instagram. He's kind of a friend, and I live in a community that's kind of conservative. But I wanted my TAM cave to really reflect what goes on the inside of my head. And my internal life soundtrack is kind of the 90s. And what's on the wall is in my head. There's some quotes from like Sia, there's some 2000s, it's music, it's color, or bright orange is my favorite color, so there's a lot of orange and pinks and things like that. It is what it is. So it really, I know that a lot of people have a very like zen workout space. I needed something that like everywhere I looked fed my energy. I'm very influenced by my environment. So if I'm in a really crowded place, it bugs me. But I absorb the energy around me, and I really wanted the energy of that room.
Well, we love your TAM cave. It inspires us even when we're not in the room. It is a fantastic room.
Well, and I put Tamily on the wall, and it's been up there for like 3 years now.
Oh,
So,
wow. That's fantastic. We have another question for you in the chat. Tell us what was the most unhealthy meal that you had in London, and we'd like to know the same from the girls that are with you.
What?
unhealthy meal. Well, yesterday I had high tea at the Mandarin Oriental, and that just kept coming. And then the other day we went from sushi and sticks to Iranian food. I wouldn't call it unhealthy. I would just call it a lot of options. Yeah, I would just call it, yeah.
And then Wednesday we worked out and we went straight to champagne.
Some of us did, and some of us just had to sit around and be like,
Whatever.
ooh, and Jonathan was with us. Is Jonathan on here?
I didn't see him.
But, and Gabby flew in from Italy, and Gabby's husband made this extraordinary bread.
Oh, I should take some out.
It's so good. And here's the thing. I love bread. I love people who bake the bread, and sourdough bread, and Malga does bread, and she does banana bread. But the reason I love bread is because of the butter.
I agree.
Okay, so the first thing I did when I got here is I went to one of these Selfridges, and I just bought Hamagali, bought a bunch of salted, grass-fed butter. So anybody who brings over any carbs, it's like, oh, can I put butter on that? Okay, I want it. It's a butter situation.
That was a great answer. I love bread and butter. So Jen would like to know, what is your food plan?
Good question.
Bring it on. Okay. There's what I call my, here's the thing. I am as mentally messed up as the rest of you who grew up in the 80s that started with fat-free and then went to Atkins, and it was like carb-free in South Beach, and then it was like, keto and paleo and like all of it. So there's a lot happening in here. There's a lot of people in here having different food conversations, intuitive eating, intermittent fasting. And I've kind of come to the point where I let them kind of talk to each other, and I kind of take my day by day, and I realize that I love fruits and vegetables. I love healthy foods. I like unhealthy foods. I like some processed foods. I don't have them all the time. And I kind of try to approach my diet like Tam. It's like consistency. It's not perfection. It's the best of what I can do every day. And it's like, oh, you had a great lunch meal? Okay, lighten up in the evening. You know, don't starve yourself and don't be like, oh, well, I'm only going to eat tuna out of a can for the next 3 days. But it's probably because I don't have a photo shoot to go to. You know, I'm not going to a bikini to be beach to be looked at by other people. I have to love my body, and that's the journey. But
yeah, right. It's if you're mentally if you're happy mentally and you ate what you were you happy, then you know sometimes you have to come back here and sure.
It's okay. I'm just giving her a little pat.
Well, I want everybody to get in on this, but food is the most challenging thing, and there can be a lot of chatter. And I think if people aren't so, I need to do this by next Tuesday about their life and realize that, like, give your body what it craves, but also take care of it. It's a balance. It's not an easy balance.
Exactly.
It is not an easy balance. It is not as intuitive as people think. There are going to be times throughout the month, and like I just at 42 realized that I put on like 2 or 3 kg the week before my period. Let's work this out. Before I thought I was like fat, and then I would have bulimic episodes, and it would just go like left, go sideways. And I realize now that like it's not that. And guess what? A week after that, I go through a really skinny phase, and it's like, hey, you know what I mean? It's the truth. And so I give myself a longer view where before, like with exercise, I'm finally learning instead of looking like at the step in front of me to like look up a little bit and look in the distance at where I'm headed. It's kind of the same with food. It's not like, oh, I just ate this cookie. I might as well eat the whole bag because I've ruined it. I've ruined my day. It's a bad day. I ate a bad food. It's a bad day. It's whatever. Dude, no, it's not. It can still be a great month and a great week and a great life. Have the cookie. And I recommend Selfridges. Their bakery, the cookies are like big and they're so good. It's so good.
People would not know that this is a workout interview, but it is.
But I think
balance in all ways.
Jonathan was at our meetup earlier this week.
We have another question for you coming in from Char Loves Tam. And that is, how did you get to live in Malaysia?
Ooh, good question. So I was born in Iran and was left during the revolution at age 2 and grew up in Northern California in San Jose. But I grew up with my mother and my sisters. And when I hit university, I realized that I wanted to go and get to know my father. And he's Iranian, but he was living in Malaysia at the time. So after university, I went out to Malaysia and to try to build a relationship with him, which I did. But then he moved to Iran and I stayed. And there it is. Wow. And then I eventually, like 7 years after that, and now I'm really there.
So can you tell us, because we know that you've done this, but can you tell us what it was like to meet Tracy?
Oh my God, fangirl moment. I met Tracy for the first time in Las Vegas during a Vitality Week in 2016. And Plain Tiff, I don't know if she's on here or not, but I met her there. And Alexandra Boylan, I think is how you say her name.
Yeah, I think Boylan.
I walked in, and it's probably why I love Tracy, and I hope she's not on here because I don't think she's going to like saying this. But I walked into this dance studio, and it was kind of unorganized like some of the Vitality Weeks are, and we didn't know until the last minute, but I was so excited. And in all fairness, the company was so gracious. Like I kept like bugging and messaging, and is it going to happen? Because I'm going from Malaysia to the US and to Vegas and whatever else. So I walk in, and Tracy just comes popping out the back of this studio, right? Like she's just one of the participants. No airs, nothing. And like right before we're getting ready, and she just had her nails done and she's blowing on them, and she's like, I had like 10 minutes, so I ran next door and I had this done, and it was like $15. And you know what I mean? Like it just felt like a conversation you'd have with anybody. And then she just I was expecting her to like pull up in like a Escalade with like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like Kardashian style, right? Like, I think they pulled up in a Buick and like 100 people got out of the car in her suitcase. I think she came straight from the airport and opens up her suitcase and starts like pulling stuff out to wear. And I was like, oh, this is my girl. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's very normal.
It was very normal. I felt like her suitcase could be in the corner of my room and we could like pulling out stuff and trying it on. And before we even worked out, I knew I would be in this for life because this woman's real. And excuse me.
Champagne butler just passed by.
Exactly.
Right by.
It's a different bottle.
I'm finished.
Oh man, you guys! I wish you were all here. I wish you guys were all here.
Champagne
I
problem.
feel like we are.
We're having fun.
So that's what I met her, and I loved her. And she's like, oh, you know, and she talks to you when she talks to you. And here's the difference about Tracy than I feel like other people. She tunes out the room. So there could be 30 people in the room, and if you ask a question, she looks right in your soul, and she answers you. And this is where I feel like we're in these Facebook chats, and people are like sharing Vitality Week notes, which I think is amazing. But when it comes to advice about what people say, Tracy's answering a soul, a person that's asking a question in a certain way about details of their life. And oftentimes that's lost when people are giving Vitality Week notes. And like nobody else I've seen in this world, she has this gift of presence when somebody reaches out to her. And I think we see that in Ask Tracy, and sometimes it feels long-winded and whatever else. It's because she wants to give a whole answer to that person. So when you're not that person, you're like, I mean, but when you are, it changes your life.
Absolutely. Yes, definitely. So, you know, you've been on this journey for a really long time. What's your advice to people that are brand new to it and they're feeling intimidated or they're not feeling motivated? What would you want to say right to them?
Connect to other members of Tamily. Connect. Private message people, private message me, private message her. These girls will help you through it. We've all been there. If you look back all the way down on anybody's Instagram feed that has a TAM account, and I know Instagram is not the be all and end all, and you don't have to post, but you can get on Facebook or you can get on Instagram. And even if you look all the way down through my journey, which is, I mean, it's a mess, but you will, like, I think it's Karen Jipper-Smith and Mama Chamba Ariana, like from day one, they were liking my stuff. It helps if you put Tam or Tamily in your Instagram name. It helps people add you and follow you because they're not like, who's this weirdo?
You'll see them and fun.
Yeah, you'll see them and ask. There is not, I promise you, you will not ask a single person doing the Tracy Anderson method on social media a question and have them totally ignore you. That will never happen.
Yeah.
That is who we are. So that's what I would suggest. Take it easy, take a long-term perspective, make some friends, meet people, and own your journey.
Excellent advice. We've got some more questions coming in the chat. This one is interesting.
From who?
This is from Hungry Daco.
Malgo! Congratulations! With her baby buddy's business.
In what language do you talk to yourself or swear when doing TAM?
English. It's always English. I swear in English. I swear out loud in English. I forewarn anybody who works out with me that there will be swearing. I think the only Tamily that probably swears that I know as bad as I do is Mona, Mountie Tam. And Ariana, she's also got a foul mouth, and I love her for it. Puppy mouth.
Puppy mouth.
We love you for it too. Here's a question from Arlene Tam 4. She said, where are we meeting in June when you are in the Bay Area and Icy?
Wait, Icy and who asked the question?
Arlene Tam 4.
Oh, I think Arlene's in Oakland. Is she in Oakland or Fremont? Listen, Arlene, it's not June, it's July. I arrived July 8th. And I'm sure this is probably so anti-social media to share my whereabouts, but I'm not. No one cares. But I will arrive. If you guys can find a peninsular studio that we can rent out, hot yoga or whatever, amazing. I'll round up the troops and we'll find people. I'm also planning to go to LA, and that weekend's going to be tough. The first weekend I arrive, I know there's a meetup in LA July 10th. If anybody's interested in that. But I'm probably going to come out around the 26th is what I'm hoping, that weekend. And there's so many people I want to meet in LA. I am dying to see Studio City. That just got renovated. I've never been to the LA studios. So super excited to do that. Let's do it.
What have you been to?
So last summer I went to New York, and so I went to the 59th Street studio, and I took my family to the Hamptons, thinking that, I'll just go to the studio. Well, Hamptons is long and wide, people, so don't think that just because you're in the Hamptons, you're near the studio, or that just because it's like 10 miles away, that it's going to take you 10 minutes.
Right.
So, like, I would park your butt, like, camp on the lawn, walking distance. It's not that, like, all the Hamptons is not the same. I know now. I know better. And I've been to Madrid. I've been to the Madrid studio.
Okay. Yes. Wonderful. So, what would you say about the studio experience to people who haven't gone?
I would say round up Tamily. Tamily always makes it more fun. I personally say take the band classes. We get fundamental and attain. Don't waste your money in the studio doing classes that you already get. Go do the band classes or learn choreography if you're into that. So those are my favorite things to do is choreography or like multitask band or detailed band.
I posted it.
Because like that's all we see are those bands and all the pictures. I mean, use them. That's what I would suggest. I mean, I've done a couple of attain or whatever classes, but like the band. Band.
I definitely want to try them.
What? You haven't tried that?
I've only done a regular. Well, I've also done cardio in the studio, and I almost died. But I've just done advanced in the studio.
But there is nothing more fun than working out with Tamily. There is nothing more fun than connecting and actually meeting and working out with people that you're like texting and commenting to all day,
So much fun.
right?
So much fun.
So much fun.
Yeah.
They are exactly how you think they're going to be. Exactly.
It's as addictive as the workout. No, leading the family is as addictive as the workout.
If not more addictive.
More addictive.
Right? Because it's like, it's
Right.
really cool. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like if you go to college or high school or whatever, and like all your best friends, and then you go back like a year later or 2 years later, not like 20 years later, but like 2 years later, and it's like you meet up with everybody else, you're like, That's how it feels.
It was literally
That's exactly how it feels, even if you've never met these people before.
Right. Right.
It feels.
Yeah, it truly is. It's so energizing too. You guys are pumping me up just because you're all together. We have a question from Deb Seamark.
Taminopausal! Best handle ever!
How do you find the time and energy to do it all? Support Tamily, be a great mom and wife, social life, travel, and dye your hair 3 times a day.
Okay,
Oh, hold on a sec. FYI, this girl is glue. She is pure glue. She is the reason why so many people are
Together.
meeting together.
I'm just going to let you talk about me for a minute.
Yes. So, this girl, and she, I have to say, she's as fun and energetic and intelligent. Now stop it. and she's fantastic. Like, take a plane, go see her.
Go see me! Malaysia!
Not if she is in real person.
If anybody is willing to fly out to Malaysia, I got you.
This woman she's amazing. And I really mean it. She's glue. She's the reason why this Tamily is so
She's
strong.
gold.
She is the reason.
Our Tracy ambassador.
The
So we're
best,
putting I get all my energy because I'm plant-based, and it's because I eat so much. That's where the energy comes from, people. No, for real, it's because I'm in isolation in Malaysia. Here, this is her plant-based. I come out here to her house, and this is what she gives me. They drink champagne, and I get a cherry.
Wait, she didn't show you that she finished all the cheese.
There was a bunch of cheese here, and truffle
cheese.
Oh, and olive. Because
Have a nice lunch.
Lady Campery, Deanna, told us not to have olive oil, just to have the olives because of the fiber.
Oh, all right.
For her. Now she's gonna spit. I feed off of great people and great energy, and I have a belief in life that if you well, it's kind of roomy. What you seek is seeking you, and I seek like-minded individuals with a passion for life and honesty and camaraderie and kindness and compassion and advocacy, and this is what these girls are. And so that's why I get motivated. I get up in the morning, I check my Instagram. I got to be very careful because it can be a rabbit hole. Social media, like, you can go and be like, what? It's been 45 minutes? What happened? I gotta be really careful not to check that shit during the middle of the workout because you come out of there and you're like, oh my God, I only did one side. I still have a whole other side. I have WhatsApp chats. I've got WhatsApp chats with different girls from different countries, you know, and it's fun. It's fun. There's, you know, we don't always just talk about TAM. A lot of it is, but it's fun to like do a class and be like, who's sore where? Who's feeling it? What do you love? Yeah. It's this week again. Spitting out though. So, as far as my social life,
until she comes to London.
Until Tamily. I will move mountains to meet Tamily because it's, you know, again, I have a wonderful marriage and I have a lovely family, and but I appreciate that I can trust that when I meet these girls, it's like the girlfriends that I need in my life. And I don't have all of them in Malaysia, but that's okay. Because guess what? Everywhere I go, got Tamily.
Yep.
So love it. Even Iran. I went to Iran, and Alia, bless her, she just had a baby. Yeah. Alia in Iran. Okay? Flew from Mashhad, her city, to Shiraz to spend time with me. And I mean, it doesn't get more amazing than that. It's extraordinary. She flew to Dubai to spend time with me, and she stayed with me, and she never even met me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I mean, that's how I say there's like this trust and this like, it's just incredible.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Hi, Amy, we see you. Hi, Amy. And Magali, we see you too. Magali, you don't have any questions for us?
Magali,
Madrid, coming for you.
When's the Vitality Weeks, Magali? We know you must know something. Something.
I'm just looking through the chat for other questions. There's all kinds of hearts and smiles, and everybody loves you, Miriam.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Asked by Anna would like to know, who is your favorite trainer to do DC with?
Dance cardio?
That question.
That's tricky because I adhere to Tracy's original prescription, type A, where learn the dance, own the dance, put on your own music, and dance. So I never really did follow a lot of catapult stuff. Okay. Now, having said that, I'm so grateful they have Catalyst on there because I think it's the best way to learn a dance, and I'm all about learning the choreography. I feel like learning the choreography. I feel like learning the choreography in the dance cardio, it has helped me a lot in the master class because my brain remembers the multiple steps and the movements. So I know a lot of people say, oh, I have 2 left feet. I can't remember it. I just can't do any dancing. Well, it's me. That's me. the more you learn, the better you get at learning it, and it really does carry over into like the new language I find in the master class. You're less intimidated by it. So I like now that they name the dances, because it gets really hard to like talk to everybody and be like, did you learn this dance? We always have to like message Loretta and be like, Loretta, what's the one that has like this and like this and like the chicken? What is it? And she posts this list. So to learn a dance, Maria D, hands down in Catalyst, to me is like the queen of teaching. To follow along, I used to love Evan's swag. Nikki, I can't remember her last name, but Nikki recently has done some cardio. Love her cardio too. It's very easy to see her movements in the that I already know, and also to learn from. Maria Kelling's got some extraordinary energy, and I mean Tracy has extraordinary energy. I mean, she brings like, yeah, she performs at like 175%. You know what I'm saying? So it's just,
That's right. Amazing.
it's just something else altogether to watch Tracy go and do dance cardio. But I actually like to, for me, it's more also the music. And I think Courtney has great taste in music. And I think music is an individual thing. Like, it's not, you're not going to get music great for everybody. You're going to find people where you're like, this is my party of person. And you'll follow them because you really dig the kind of music. I love sing-along music. I love music that motivates me emotionally, like the past or the 90s or, you know, the times in my life. I'm not your big, that's not my jam. I'm not raving to do dance cardio.
Even though your Tam Cave looks a little ravish.
Am I look a little ravish? Am I?
You might be holding next Friday.
Ooh, Arlene just announced a London night out dancing next Friday.
That is exciting.
Jonathan, did you hear that? Get your butt out here. Courtney?
Okay. Also want to know, when are you going to do Kiki live?
Wow.
Ew. When is okay, so I have a feeling Kiki's something else. First of all, where can I find Kiki? If Courtney's still on here, can somebody catalyst Kiki or catapult Kiki? Or I just got in all fairness, I just got Danny, who's this extraordinary trainer right here. The London trainers are
he's amazing.
I actually just got him to video Kiki for me. Okay. It's not going to be, I'll do it. I'll take on a challenge. You know, I'm not afraid of a challenge. I have a feeling, though, that Kiki is one of those dances that, like, LA, New York, London all do differently. So I'm very curious to see how this plays out, but I'll do it. I ain't afraid. Even Janelle says Kiki is tricky. Courtney, get us Kiki on Catalyst. Do it for us. Please.
That was Janelle that said it.
Janelle is Courtney.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why Janelle is Courtney and Courtney's Janelle, but I'm Tamily, so I'm not throwing stones. Well, it is. And, but once you learn it, it's gold. Well, teach it to us, girl. How are we supposed to find it? How?
Do an Instagram live.
Ooh, I think it's really long. Maybe in multiple parts, part 1, part 2, part 3?
Yeah, but if she does it live, why not?
Oh,
and then
so
record it.
Got it.
Janelle's your first name?
I was Janelle.
She said it's her middle name.
Okay, I know this is going to go on YouTube, and I'm sorry, but Courtney, your butt.
Epic.
Goals.
Come on.
I mean, goals. And I do have a question for you. I know we're kind of turning the tables, but now that she's watching. Originally in Premium, in one of the very first weeks, there was an Instagram live post that kind of showed behind the scenes. And you were cutting up like a one piece or a bathing suit for Tracy or yourself to wear, where it was almost like you were cutting out the panty lines. Can you do a DIY IG on that? Like, I need to see that. I want to see how to cut like the one pieces so I'm not like, you know, got that situation. Can you please? That would be, I would love that. That would be really great. Thanks.
Hopefully Courtney will do that for us.
Recording well.
Okay, we have a question for you from Light.
Was cutting, she said. It was Tracy
It
cutting.
was Tracy cutting?
Mm-hmm.
Well, can you ask Tracy to post that in like performance or something? Like, I'd love to see clothing hats.
She said she'll tag you in the post.
Clothing hats. You guys, I see a lot of the trainers like cut up t-shirts that are like wicked. Love to see how to do that. Because I can't do it without some sort of instruction.
Cool.
Okay, sorry. What was that, Suzanne? You had another question?
From Dawn Light. What is your favorite DC combo and DVD? What are your top 3 tips to learn a new routine? And Nike or Hoka?
John, you could have just asked me at lunch. I mean, we did just have lunch together. So, Hoka, for dance cardio, Hoka. Even though I have the floors, I do feel like at 42, I want to protect my knees. If I'm not in Hoka for dance cardio, I'm in Asics Nimbus for myself. But every person is different. And I know a lot of people, I know Claire and Blue, and I know Karen Gibbersmith, they swear by the Vapor Max. Nike made Vapor Max. So try them out. Dance cardio, favorite combos. I love Warrior. It's new, and I'm sorry for you that don't have premium, but Warrior is magic, and I love it. I love it because it goes with so many different types of music. I also like, and I wish I knew the name of it, but I don't because nobody tells us these things. I think it's called Kickball Change. It's kind of one of my favorites, and I like it again because it goes to a lot of like R&B stuff as well. There's different types of music you can do with. I don't feel like I love Chassé Side, but I don't feel like it goes with all kinds of music. So, yeah, you know. The best tips for learning cardio, in my opinion, is 1, having the Tracy Anderson method put out the breakdown. That would be step 1. It would be great to have even like 2-minute breakdowns. It doesn't matter. They don't have to be super thorough because we can keep rewinding it. So even like a 2 or 3 minute really slow breakdown of a dance is so helpful. What I tend to do, and I can learn them pretty fast now. It wasn't like this before, but what I do is I learn a part of it. And I don't try to learn the whole thing. I will learn 8 to 32 counts of it. And then I'll keep repeating that. And then I will shut off my screen and turn on my music in front of a mirror. And I will learn those. Because once your brain has a memory, your body has a memory too. And once you have it in your body memory, you own it. So that's what I would suggest. And don't be afraid to like get it wrong. Don't be afraid to slow it down. If anybody follows pl.method, Paula, she's extraordinary at this. And she doesn't jump around all over the place. She does kind of a low impact version for herself, and she does step touches. I think she might have been a dancer before, but she really just enjoys it. But then there's other people who learn cardio like Adita, who just put it on and don't get so caught up in getting it perfect. They just follow along where they can. But if you're going to follow one of the DCs, Catapult, Catalyst, follow the same one for a week so you can see yourself get better at it. Don't switch it up every day because you'll feel defeated. But if you keep at it like Meta, when we all started the Meta cardio, like it was like, oh my God, I can't even do this. But by day 6 or 7, there were parts of it where your brain and body remembered, oh, this is coming next. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with dance cardio.
Those are excellent tips, Miriam. We'll see if I do it.
New dance. Everyone's doing it.
You will, Susan.
New dance.
Try.
And you know who else is going to do new dance? Post it.
All right. I might try it later today. Okay, we have tons of comments from people who all love you. I'm just trying to see if there's more questions.
I did say, love this woman. Jenna said kickball change.
Kickball change is a dance? Yeah, I love that one.
So Rachel asked, which Hoka style do you wear?
Yeah, I don't even know it in that great a detail. I was in Madrid and like there was a shop across the street and I walked in there and there was like a pair that was like blue with pink on it. I'll go home and read the whatever it says inside and I'll tell you guys. But I didn't know there was multiple ones. Sorry.
Seattle Tamily would like to know if you have a dance background.
No. Possibly. So according to my psychic friend,
Psychic.
well, I think maybe the best. Listen, Deanne is legit. You can ask our Australian friends. According to my clairvoyance therapist, I think in a previous life I was a ballerina who also suffered from an eating disorder, and died at 34 of malnutrition. So pay attention. Yeah, so I honestly feel as though I have dance in my soul from before, but not like manifested in training in this lifetime. I see choreography in my head a lot.
Okay.
Michelle!
We have another question from Lola.
Lola, secret identity.
What time of day do you work out, and do you do muscular structure in DC back to back or different times of the day?
Okay, so I always work out in the morning. For some reason, working out after I eat, I can't, because I think of the sheer quantity of food that I eat. It's just never, like, once I start eating, like, it just keeps going. So I have to work out before my first meal. Now, when I'm at home, depending on what my kid's schedule is and what my meetings are, that's either at 5:30 or at 8 o'clock in the morning. So it really depends. If I'm in the mood to do dance cardio, and I really vibing it, I will generally, and it depends on the attain for the week or the class that I'm doing for the week. And sometimes if I really I'm just feeling cardio, then I'll do beginners and like a ton of cardio. But there's merits to doing both, like cardio before or after the class. And again, it depends on the attain. I will do it where I feel like I won't not. So if I feel that by doing cardio after attain, I'm going to be like, I don't want to do it, then I won't. I'll do it before. If the music sometimes is so vibey in arms, or I can't stand the arms, then I'll just dance through the arms. And then I'll continue with the mat work. And sometimes I'll just add the arms on at the end. It's kind of what I'm feeling in the moment.
Will you just do the dances you've memorized during the music of arms, or will you put on a dance?
Depends on the music. If the music, like, you know how sometimes the music, you feel like, oh, well, why isn't she jumping? She should be jumping. I'm jumping. You may not be, but like I'm all over the place.
Well, hello from Velvet again. I can't get her to stay out of here. I'm checking if there's more questions. There's so much scrolling I have to do, Miriam. Really. Everybody loves you. I hope you know that.
I love everybody too. I love everybody too. You guys, let me just say this while you're scrolling. Do meetups where you can. If I can go from wherever I am and find people, the fact that like all these girls are here and they never meet each other is just insanity. The fact that like I can go to Australia and people that are living in the same town, Kat and Diana, literally 5 minutes apart and don't connect is insane to me. I'm living in Malaysia in almost complete isolation, except for bless Layla and bless Ray. Like, isolation. You guys have no idea how amazing it is that you have people in your environment that maybe you don't appreciate, that they actually think and feel and react the way that you do. You know, maybe you don't realize that yet. But I will move mountains to try to meet people. And I encourage you to find out who is in your town. And if you don't know, ask me. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I will find out for you who's in your town or who's nearby. Don't be afraid if you're traveling on business to be like, is anybody here? Like, it doesn't have to be the studios. It could be really anywhere. And you can work at somebody's house. Like, fun. Or go to coffee. You don't have to work out. Go to coffee.
Do you keep track of everyone you've met and all the places that you've been and met, Tamily? No?
Well, I mean, yes, in that, like, you know, I'm a WhatsApp chat machine. But really, everybody's kind of connected through either Facebook or IG. There's very few people, because I wouldn't even know how to connect with it any other way. So I'm sure there's a lot of streamers who aren't on social media. I don't know any of them. But we keep in touch through social media. And then sometimes through like WhatsApp, because as a meetup gets closer, it's sometimes easier to connect that way than it is through social media.
That makes sense. Gina would like to know, what's your favorite kind of leggings to tam in?
Wow. Okay, so there's leggings that are really comfortable for me. And Lulu makes some great ones. The Align ones are probably the most flattering things on the planet. And Hawk Hustle. I get a lot of my leggings from Hawk Hustle and For the Love of Rock Stars because they're very similar in the light fabric, right? And again, I'm a huge pattern and vibrant person, so I'll wear all sorts of colors. I wish more of y'all would make tank tops and tanks that are a little bit longer, or whatever. But the LMDR are expensive, but there's they've got this suck your whole body in situation. But if you're kind of like me, where it sucks you all in, and if you're wearing a baggy shirt, it's okay. But if you're not, and you lean over, there's a little roll thing, like the rollover. So, I mean, if you're having a skinny moment, it kind of matters, or if it's not. But I'm a big Tamily supporter, and I love the effort in the design that the girls put into the leggings, and so I'm in. I don't like when I lean over and then all of a sudden you can see all my underwear and everything like that. But I mean, I'm not really working out. I'm working out with myself, and I'm not putting my camera in the back for y'all. So,
thank you for the leggings advice.
What about you guys? What's your favorite to work out in?
I love my Lulus, and I love my For the Love of Rock Stars as well. So, yeah. I needed to order my Hawk Hustle ones, and I forgot to order them. So,
what about you?
I love both, but I also love Lucas U, which is a London brand.
What?
Lucas U.
Where do you find that?
In London.
Well, could you be more specific?
Lucas U.
London. New York.
No, London.
Like in a shop?
London. It's a London-based brand.
I know, but what shop do I go in?
You go online. LucasULondon.com.
Okay. Well, Lucas U, big plug here.
Okay, Gina has a follow-up question. She wants to know if the leggings you mentioned stay up during intense dance cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They stay up during intense.
They suck you in and hold you up.
Yeah.
The whole hour.
They're good. Although I wouldn't wear. I don't dance cardio to anything that doesn't. The only time I find that but you have to get the right size for yourself. And I'm about to say this. But I don't like leggings that ride, so I always tend to buy a little up a size because I have a long torso. Okay, and I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. Riding up in the front, not in the back. So I've got to be particularly careful about leggings like that. So I don't like the ones that are super, super tight. But if you end up with leggings that are a medium when you're actually a small, then they might kind of start pushing down a little bit. So yeah, I think you have to be careful with that. But the Align, I find the Lulu Aligns are fantastic.
So, another exciting question. I don't know this person.
Who is it?
Luzcova.
Lewis? You don't know Lewis?
I don't.
She's one of the best asses in Tamily. People need to follow this girl.
I'll follow her right after this. So she wants to know, which was your favorite Tam Celeste challenge that was posted?
Well, Secret's right next to me, so I should say her. But I'm going to be honest, Ariel Mama's Dirt and Shovel, I don't know why, but that one spoke to me. That one really spoke to me because, I mean, she really got, dirty. Really. It was just something. I mean, I learned later that she was actually doing some, pool stuff or gardening or, it wasn't created this set for the shoot, but
Yeah, that one definitely sounds intriguing.
I was waiting for Steven Beltrani to do his. I think somebody called him out, and I thought that would have been really fun. I didn't see you. I didn't see you do it.
I didn't.
I don't remember that.
I didn't. No, I didn't do it.
Like,
It was just
Yeah, I was thinking about it. We'll see.
well, it's never.
So this is not a question, but I think we should read this one out loud. It's from Sunshine Fit 78.
What's sunshine? That girl's a machine. You're a machine, and I love watching your posts.
Well, she just wants to thank you for being so awesome and supportive. She says she owes her streaming journey to your support during this friend challenge.
Wow, girl, you own your own journey, and you really put in the effort. I mean, you work hard. You work hard, and your body looks amazing. Amazing.
it's 56. Huh?
Well, I think that comment really sums up how the Tamily feels about you, Miriam, and we really appreciate you interviewing us and, talking with us and being so open. And we are coming up on just a few minutes left. So what else would you like to share or talk about with the Tamily before we reach our time limits?
We have another meetup coming up this Sunday, so we'll post some fun stuff on that. You guys don't be challenge each other. Don't be afraid to be leaders. Don't be afraid to question stuff. Don't be afraid, a lot of people think that, maybe the community doesn't want to hear stuff, but we are a community, and this is our workout, and this is how we honor ourselves. So I don't think people should be so intimidated by what they say. And also, I think we are really compassionate, non-judgmental. I don't like when we see people apart. Sometimes people leave the Tamily or leave the Tracy Anderson method for whatever reason. I think, there was a girl that mentioned she was recently injured. And she asked me, what do you do when you're injured? Have you had an injury? Yes, I've had an injury. My husband had shingles a couple of years ago here in London, and it was during Vitality Week. And after that, I did a lot of caretaking where I actually carried him, and I hurt my arm. I went to physical healing them. I still continued. I did a lot more dance cardio during that time, and I did a lot more. I did a lot of the stuff, the musical class at the time, but I couldn't put my arm down like this. I would just put me to that side. I would put my elbow down, and I'd just be really aware of it. But also, your results from all the work that you do day in and day out will not disappear in a week. It's not going to, you guys, we spent years building our bodies. It doesn't just disappear. Don't be so afraid to give your body a rest, nourish it. Your body remembers, and it's still there. It's not so black and white in this situation. You've climbed up a ladder. It's not like, I have a little thing and I'm sliding. It's not like Chutes and Ladders where you slide all the way back down and you take a step back. But just there, if you compare it to where your journey was before, you're still on the top of this mountain. Maybe you took a little step down. You didn't slide all the way back down. You've got to go to I see people slam or whatever other methods. Look, we're all in this fitness together. This has been, for me, the most supportive, creative journey, and I feel like with anti-aging the most. I really feel like I'm smarter and faster mentally than I was even 5 years ago, and I attribute a lot of it to this method. So, do you. You don't be afraid. All these girls will support you.
Thank you for that message, Miriam. You're an awesome leader in the Tamily, and we love you.
Love you guys too. So now what do? I have to there's 28 seconds remaining. I don't want to F this up.
Press end, and then it's going to tell you how many people watched us, and press share.
So is it going to say 7,000?
Yes.
Right. Okay. I'm going to hit end. Bye, guys. Thank you guys so much for taking this time. We tried to pick a time that was great. I'm going to push it before it ends.